What happens when someone takes too many pills, and what are the side effects of too many painkillers? In this video, you'll hear from licensed professional counselor Esther Sigurthi as she talks about the body's reaction to pills and why it's so easy to become addicted and overdose from them. Hey, it's Clint with Sandstone Care, where we help teens, young adults, and their families overcome challenges that come with substance use, addiction, and mental health conditions. All right, let's get right to it.
So I think really the thought is, well, as long as I'm not getting it on the street, then it's okay. So if it's something that's prescribed to me, that means the doctor wants me to take it. And if the doctor prescribes it to me as needed, well, I'm feeling pain, so I need it. And I'm feeling pain again, so I need it again. Why should I have to feel pain? And what it starts to become is me running from the pain instead of me starting to work through the pain. So a lot of times it will start out as a prescribed painkiller that's to be taken 1 to 4 times a day. And it's prescribed for a short period of time. The issue is that they're highly addictive, and after that short period of time, your body is naturally going to go through withdrawal. And that can happen very quickly, like even in those first 2 days. So after your body starts withdrawing, then you're like, wait, is it that I'm withdrawing or that I actually feel the pain? And so for either reason, you start taking more of those painkillers. And then it keeps escalating because you need a higher and higher dosage. A lot of times for medications themselves, if they're prescribed, say, I'm just going to use a little. So let's talk about street drugs here. I just need a way to unwind at the end of the day before I go to sleep. That's prime time for using. So it's, let me just relax so that I can get to sleep, so that I can do all the things I need to do tomorrow. And then it becomes, well, it's the next day and I just need a little something to get me started. So now there's a pattern that started to form, and now I just need a little pick-me-up in the afternoon. And before you know it, that substance has you moving instead of you moving with the help of that substance. So good things to start with are, how are you able to sleep? So are you finding that you need something to help you relax? And are you able to relax without it? So if you are able to relax without it, great. Test yourself out on it. See if you can go a couple days without it. Don't just ask yourself the question, be like, yeah, everything's gonna be fine. I don't actually need it, and then use it anyway. Another part of that is certain painkillers are going to make you feel groggy. And so what you're trying to do is actually dull your senses so that you don't have as quick a response time. Well, why would that make sense? What it does is it makes your brain a little slower. In doing so, it's also allowing you to not feel things quite as much. So if you have some underlying anxiety, you have some underlying depression there, it's dulling that out and sort of creating a robot feel. So anything that makes you feel more like a robot, less of you, that's an issue, because we want people, not robots. If you take the word addiction and you chop it up into 3 bits, that last part says that there's an action taking place. The add part, we understand there's an action that's being added, and what's left is a lowercase I in the middle. So really what addiction is about is I feel small, and so I'm adding this action to myself to make me feel whole. Really, it's a facade, but that's what's happened. I've lost myself, I've lost parts of myself, and I'm adding things to myself to make me feel whole. So those painkillers are to dull me from what I'm feeling about myself, about how I connect with those around me, and to give me a little bit of happiness in the meantime, even if it means that I have to deal with a lot of depression after. We run after that momentary happiness, and we don't think about long-term results. That's really where opiates and painkillers come into effect, and most drugs. So there's prescribed and there's street, of course, but both of those are really to help regulate what's happening with my mood. So say I'm feeling high and things are great, then I'm looking for something that's a depressant. I have a lot of anxiety. I know that I don't want to be in a manic state. I'm going to look for something that's a depressant. What if I'm feeling depressed though? That's usually the case. That's where we look for that opiate, because I want to feel the high and I don't realize that opiates actually are a depressant. And so long term, it's going to leave me more depressed. Each time we use, it increases that effect. So each time we use, I'm gonna say alcohol here, it then furthers that threshold for how deep that depression goes. So in the beginning, while I was feeling a little down, it was okay, I could have the drink then. But now, after 5 or 6, all of a sudden I'm feeling worse and I feel like I need it, and I need it sooner, because when the effect wears off, I feel more and more of that depression. So it's like a continuously bottoming pit, and you can't find the end of it.
If you want to learn more about treatment options for you, your teen, or young adult, then tell us about your situation on a confidential call using the number linked up in the description box below, or live chat with us at sandstonecare.com. We'll connect you with the treatment that you need, and if we're not the right fit, we'll get you where you need to go. Be well, and remember that change is possible.